This video is about Hanlon's razor. Hanlon's razor can be seen as an extension of Occam's razor. Firstly, let me explain why there is the word razor at the end of both of the mental models. As you might know, a literal razor is something you use to cut something off, mostly beards. Similarly, with these mental models, you can cut off additional negative and false assumptions regarding something. Occam's razor was about coming up with proper and simple solutions to a problem. And Hanlon's razor is about explaining human behavior in a simple way. The main idea behind is this: never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. And it is said by Robert J. Hanlon. The main gist is that people do not always want to cause harm to you. They might just be stupid. You see, people in general have a tendency to assume that most people are in one way or another trying to harm them. But in reality, the number of people trying to harm you might be a lot less than you think, if not zero. Most people do not actually go out thinking about harming others every day. But some people do actually cause real harm to others, that is, either intentionally or unintentionally. I'm not saying that no one is ever going to think about causing harm to you. What I am saying is, or this mental model is saying, is this: that most people are just stupid. You can take away an important lesson from this mental model. If we focus on the first part of the razor, we get that most people are not trying to cause harm to you or your loved ones. And we can slightly modify the second part of the model, and we can say that instead of being stupid, they can be other things. The reality, in my opinion, is that most people are selfish. They are not trying to cause you any harm. They just try to get the most for themselves. And in the process, sometimes they end up hurting you. People can be tired and even bored sometimes. But it might seem to you that they have some sort of hatred towards you. We have this tendency of overstating our own importance. Most of the time we feel like that we are the center of the universe. But as soon as you get out of that mentality and realize that people are not really thinking that much about anything other than themselves, and then you will be better for it. That sounded a little bit preachy, but still, it is a good mental model to have. Now I would like to give you all another reminder of what mental model actually is, since it has been so long since I uploaded the video discussing what mental models actually are. Well, mental models are a specific way of thinking that affects the way you see the world. It can be any way of thinking. The thinking is not always going to be the perfect way of seeing the world. And that is the exact reason is why I am creating this series after all. I want people to think more clearly for themselves and make better decisions in the world. And I hope this razor was helpful in a way. And that ended the discussion for Hanlon's razor. Now, before I move on to the bonus part, I would like to remind you that I have a Patreon account. You have the option of supporting me on Patreon. It will mean a lot to me and it will help keep this channel going. And now, for the bonus part, I would like to talk a little bit about dark matters. Just a little bit, not too much. The fun thing about dark matters is that we do not know what dark matter actually is. But the really fun thing is that we know it exists. How do we know it exists if we do not know what it actually is? Well, these matters bend light passing nearby. And what is more fun than that is actually these dark matters interact with gravity. Funnier than that is that there are more dark matters out there than there are matters we can see with our eyes. Some people might try to make it less fun by comparing dark matters to black holes, but they are not. Black holes are very dense objects that just pull everything with its very strong gravitational pull. But dark matter is scattered all throughout space, and we can only understand the previously mentioned interaction with gravity when there is a high concentration of this thing. In the end, to quote Kevin Hart, we don't even know what it is. And that is the end of this video. You have the option to like, comment, subscribe, share, retweet, upvote and everything else. You don't have to if you don't feel like it. But you can do all of that if you have stuck around till the end of this video. And lastly, I hope you learned something new today.